Chosen one, stop scrolling. This is not random. You were meant to hear this right now. Something is different about today. You feel it, don't you? That pressure, that heaviness, that strange tension in your spirit. It's not just another Wednesday. You've been under attack, confused, drained, questioning everything. Doors closing, people shifting, energy changing, and you thought you were losing. But I am telling you, you are not. What you're feeling is not defeat, it's movement. I have been watching you, every silent tear, every night you almost gave up, every moment you kept going when no one saw. You felt abandoned, but I was there, closer than your breath. Today is not what you think. Something is being exposed. Something is shifting in your favor. Stay alert, because what's about to happen will prove you were chosen all along. What broke you? You thought it ended you. I saw the moment it happened, when the weight became too much, when your heart couldn't carry the silence anymore, when the tears fell, not for attention, but because you had nothing left to hold them back. You called it breaking, but I called it shaping. You thought you were falling apart, but I was pulling something out of you that comfort could never reach. Because authority is not given to the untested. It is born in the fire you didn't ask for. Every betrayal, every disappointment, every door that slammed in your face when you needed it most, it wasn't random. It was training. I allowed you to feel what others hide from, to walk through what others run from, so you would carry a depth they could never understand. You wondered why the pain stayed so long, why the nights felt endless, why the prayers seemed to echo back in silence. But even in that silence, I was working. I was building a strength in you that doesn't shake when people leave. I was forming a voice in you that speaks even when fear tries to choke it. I was placing authority in your spirit that darkness recognizes even before you do. You didn't just survive what broke you. You were marked by it. There is a weight on you now, a presence. Something different about the way you see, the way you feel, the way you move. That didn't come from ease. That came from endurance. You learned how to stand when everything inside you wanted to collapse. You learned how to keep going when nothing around you made sense. You learned how to trust me not because it was easy, but because it was all you had left. And that is where authority begins. Not in perfection, not in having all the answers, but in walking through the fire and still choosing to rise. You thought the breaking made you weak, but it stripped away everything that was pretending to be strength. Now what remains is real, unshaken, refined. There are battles ahead that require the version of you that has been broken and rebuilt. There are people assigned to your voice who won't listen to someone who hasn't felt what you felt. Your pain gave you access. Your scars gave you vision. Your breaking gave you authority. So don't run from what you went through. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of the chapters that almost took you out. That is the very place your power was formed. You are not standing here by accident. You are standing here because I trusted you with the process. And now you carry something different. Something earned in the dark. Something forged in silence. Something the enemy tried to crush but couldn't. Stand up in it. Because what broke you was never meant to destroy you. It was preparing you to walk in a level of authority that only the broken who refuse to stay down can ever truly carry. The rejection you felt, it cut deeper than you expected. I saw it, the moment they turned away. the silence where there should have been support, the door that closed without explanation, without warning. You stood there, questioning yourself, wondering what you did wrong, wondering why you weren't enough. You called it abandonment, but I never left you. What felt like rejection was me redirecting you. I needed to move you, not because you were unworthy, but because where you were could not carry where you are going. You were trying to fit into spaces that were too small for your calling, trying to be understood by people who were never meant to walk your path, trying to hold on to connections that could not go where I am taking you. So I allowed the separation, not to break you, but to free you. I know it didn't feel like freedom. It felt like loss, like confusion, like being pushed out into the unknown with no clear direction. But even in that moment, I was guiding your steps. Every no you received, every time you were overlooked, every time you were left out or misunderstood, I was closing doors that would have delayed your destiny. You thought they were rejecting you, but they were releasing you from environments that would have drained you, from relationships that would have limited you, from places where your light would have been dimmed just to make others comfortable. You were never meant to shrink to be accepted. You were meant to rise, even if it meant standing alone for a season. And yes, that season hurt. Because you have a heart that loves deeply. You invest, you show up, you stay loyal. So when others walked away, it felt like a betrayal of everything you gave. But listen carefully. They did not walk away from your worth. They walked away from your assignment, and I could not allow them to interfere with what I placed inside of you. So I stepped in quietly, and I shifted things. I moved people out. I disrupted plans. I allowed discomfort to push you forward, even when you didn't understand it. Because where I am taking you requires alignment, not attachment. You don't need everyone to stay. You need the right ones to arrive, and they will. But first, I had to teach you how to stand without needing approval, how to walk without constant validation, how to trust me even when everything around you felt uncertain. That's not abandonment. That's elevation. You are not behind. You are being repositioned. Every closed door was a boundary I placed for your protection. Every rejection was a redirection towards something greater, something prepared, something aligned with your purpose. So don't look back with regret. Don't replay those moments wondering, why me? Instead, understand this. If they had accepted you, you would have stayed somewhere I never intended for you to remain. And your destiny is too important to be delayed by comfort or compromised by the wrong connections. You are not rejected. You are redirected. The battles around you, they are not random. You've felt it, haven't you? The constant pressure, the sudden attacks out of nowhere, the way things seem to fall apart just when you're about to rise. You asked yourself, why is this happening to me? Why does it feel like every step forward is met with resistance? Listen carefully. It's because you carry something that darkness recognizes. Before you even understood your worth, before you even saw your own potential, the enemy saw it. That's why the attacks started early. That's why the struggle felt heavier than it should have. That's why you've had to fight battles you never signed up for. You thought it was bad luck. You thought it was just life being hard. But no, it was warfare. Because what is inside you threatens everything designed to keep people bound, broken and blind. You carry light and light exposes. You carry truth, and truth disrupts. You carry a calling that cannot be controlled, manipulated, or silenced, and that makes you dangerous to the wrong forces. That's why confusion tried to cloud your mind. That's why fear tried to paralyze your steps. That's why discouragement whispered, "Just give up, it's not worth it." But even in your weakest moments, you didn't fully let go. Something in you kept fighting, even when you were tired, even when you were hurt, even when you didn't understand why. That something was what I placed inside of you. And the enemy has been trying to crush it, because once you fully awaken to it, everything changes. Think about it. Why would there be so much resistance if there was nothing valuable within you? Why would the pressure be so intense if your presence didn't carry impact? You are not overlooked. You are targeted, not because you are weak, but because you are becoming aware of your strength. Every battle you've faced has been an attempt to distract you from your identity, to make you question yourself, to make you shrink, to make you forget who you are. But you didn't break. You bent, you cried, you questioned. But you are still here, and that alone speaks volumes. Because many would have walked away by now. Many would have surrendered to the pressure. But you endured, and endurance builds something powerful. It sharpens your spirit. It strengthens your voice. It activates a level of authority that cannot be taught, only lived. The battles didn't destroy you. They revealed you. They showed you that you are stronger than the fear that tried to hold you back. They proved that even in chaos, you carry peace that cannot be shaken. So stop seeing the battle as a sign that something is wrong. See it for what it truly is. Evidence. Evidence that you matter. Evidence that your life carries weight. Evidence that what you hold inside is not ordinary. You are not fighting because you are losing. You are fighting because you are a threat to everything that opposes your purpose. And now it's time to stop shrinking back. Stand up in what you carry. Because the very thing the enemy fears is the moment you realize you were never the victim of the battle. You were the reason it started. Your isolation, it felt like exile. Like you were pushed away, forgotten, set aside while everyone else moved forward. The silence grew louder each day. The distance from people you once held closer, it didn't make sense. You asked, "Why am I alone? Why does it feel like everything has been stripped away?" You called it punishment, but I called it protection. I saw what you could not see. I saw the conversations behind your back, the intentions that didn't match the smiles, the environments that were slowly draining your spirit while pretending to support you. So I pulled you out, not to harm you, but to preserve you. Because what I placed inside of you is too valuable to be surrounded by what cannot honor it. Isolation was not meant to break you. It was meant to separate you from what would have. You were too close to things that were dimming your light, too connected to voices that were shaping your identity in the wrong direction, too available to people who only knew how to take, but not pour back into you. So I created distance. Yes, it felt uncomfortable. Yes, it felt lonely. Yes, it made you question your worth. But in that silence, something sacred was happening. I was speaking to you without distraction. I was rebuilding you without interference. I was teaching you who you are, without the noise of who others wanted you to be. You weren't being hidden from the world. You were being prepared for it. Because there are seasons where access must be limited. Not because you are less, but because you are becoming more, and more requires focus. You learned how to sit with yourself, how to face your thoughts, how to hear my voice without needing confirmation from everyone else. That is not weakness, that is refinement. You may not have noticed it at first, but you became stronger in that solitude, more aware, more discerning, more grounded in who you are and who you are becoming. And now, when you step back into spaces, you won't be the same. You won't tolerate what once drained you. You won't chase what once ignored you. You won't shrink to fit where you've already outgrown, because isolation taught you your value. So don't resent that season. Don't look at it as time lost. It was time invested in you. I didn't isolate you to punish you. I isolated you to protect your purpose. Because what you carry needed space to grow without being contaminated. And now you are not alone. You are aligned. And where I am taking you next requires the strength that only sacred isolation could produce within you. The pressure you feel right now, it's not here to crush you. I know it feels heavy, like everything is closing in at once, like you can't breathe the way you used to, like every direction you turn, something is demanding more from you. You've been holding on barely, smiling when you're tired, standing when you feel like collapsing, pushing forward when your strength feels almost gone. And you've asked, quietly, how much more can I take? Listen to me. This pressure is not your ending. It is your signal. Because pressure only builds when something is about to break open. Think about it. The seed must be buried under weight before it rises. The diamond is formed under intense force before it shines. And you are in that moment right now. Everything feels tight, restricted, stretched beyond comfort. But that's because you are expanding beyond who you used to be. You are not being crushed. You are being transformed. I allowed the pressure not to harm you, but to push you into a place you would have never stepped into on your own. You were too comfortable before, too familiar with what you had outgrown, too settled in spaces that could no longer contain your next level. So I applied pressure, not to destroy you, but to move you, because breakthrough doesn't come when everything is easy. It comes when something inside you finally says, I can't stay here anymore. That feeling you have, that urgency, that discomfort, that is the signal. Something is shifting beneath the surface. Something is aligning that you cannot yet see. Something is about to open that no one can close. But before it does, you have to endure this moment. I know it's hard. I know you're tired. I know there are moments you feel like letting go. But you are closer than you think. Closer than the doubt. Closer than the fear. Closer than the voices telling you it's too late. This is the moment right before release. The moment where everything feels the most intenser, the most uncertain, the most overwhelming. That's where breakthrough lives. So don't retreat now. Don't give up now. Don't let the pressure convince you that you're failing. You're not failing. You're on the edge of change, the edge of elevation, the edge of everything you've been praying for. Hold your ground, because what you feel is not the weight of defeat. It is the weight of becoming. And in just a moment, what has been building inside of you will break open. And when it does, you will understand. The pressure was never there to bury you. It was there to reveal that your breakthrough was already on its way. Your story, it feels heavy right now, doesn't it? Like every chapter has been marked by struggle, like every time you tried to rise, something pulled you back down, like the pain has been repeating itself in different forms, different faces, different moments. You've wondered quietly, is this how it ends? Is this all my life will ever be? Pain, disappointment, survival. No, listen to me. Your story is not ending in pain. It is rising into purpose. I know the chapters you've walked through, the ones no one else fully understands. The silent battles, the unseen wounds, the nights where you felt like everything inside you was breaking. You thought those moments were the end of you, but they were introductions to who you are becoming. Every tear you cried, every loss you endured, every time you felt overlooked, forgotten, or left behind, it was shaping a narrative far greater than what you could see in the moment. Because purpose is not born in comfort. It is revealed through what you survive. You didn't just go through pain, you carried it and you kept moving. Even when you didn't have answers. Even when you didn't have support. Even when you felt like giving up would be easier than holding on. You stayed. And that matters more than you realize. Because every step you took in the dark, every moment you chose to keep going despite the weight, it built something inside of you that cannot be taken away. Strength, wisdom, depth. You are not the same person you were before the pain. You see differently now. You feel differently now. You understand things that only broken places can teach. And that is where purpose begins to rise. Not from perfection, but from transformation. You thought your story was falling apart. But I was rewriting it line by line, moment by moment, through everything you endured. There were times you couldn't see me. Times you felt completely alone in your struggle. But I was there in every moment. In the strength you didn't know you had. In the courage that kept showing up even when fear was loud. In the quiet resilience that refused to let you quit. I never left your story. I was building it. And now you are stepping into a new chapter. One where the pain no longer defines you, but refines you. One where what you went through becomes the very thing that empowers you to rise. Because your story is not meant to end in survival. It is meant to speak, to impact, to reach places and people your comfort never could. There is purpose in your endurance. There is meaning in your struggle. There is power in everything you thought was breaking you. So don't look at your past with defeat. Don't see your scars as something to hide. They are proof that you made it through. And not just to exist, but to rise. Rise with clarity, rise with strength, rise with a purpose that cannot be shaken by what tried to destroy you. You are not stuck in a story of pain. You are stepping into a story of purpose. And what is ahead of you will make everything behind you make sense. Wait, look back for a moment, not with regret, with revelation. All those moments you thought were setbacks, they were setups. Every delay that frustrated you, every closed door that confused you, every season where nothing made sense. It wasn't chaos. It was construction. You weren't being blocked. You were being prepared. That pain you carried, it wasn't empty. It was building endurance in places comfort could never reach. Those nights you cried alone. You thought no one saw you. But that's where your spirit was being strengthened in silence. You were learning how to stand without applause, without validation, without anyone reminding you who you are. And now something is shifting inside you. You're starting to see it, aren't you? The patterns, the timing, The way certain things didn't work out. Not because they couldn't, but because they weren't supposed to. You thought you were being rejected, but you were being redirected. You thought you were exposed, but you were being protected. There were things you were kept from that would have destroyed you. People you didn't end up with that would have drained you. Paths you didn't walk that would have delayed you. And you didn't even know it at the time. That was me covering you, guiding you away from what looked good, so I could lead you to what was right. And now all those pieces are starting to come together. The pain, the waiting, the isolation. It's forming a picture, a purpose. You're not who you used to be. You don't think the same. You don't move the same. There's a weight on you now, a clarity, a fire that wasn't there before. That's not accidental. That's activation. Everything you went through was unlocking something within you. Strength you didn't know you had. Discernment you didn't know you needed. Authority you didn't know you were carrying. This is the moment it turns. The moment you stop asking, why did this happen to me? And start realizing, this had to happen for me. Feel that shift. That's destiny calling you forward. You are not behind. You are right on time. Every struggle aligned you. Every delay positioned you. Every hidden season protected you. And now, you're stepping out of preparation and into purpose. Chosen one, listen closely now. Everything you walked through, every tear, every delay, every moment you thought you were alone, it was never wasted. Not for a second. What felt like silence was me holding you steady. What felt like distance was me guiding you through unseen paths. What felt like the end was only the middle of a story you couldn't yet read. You were never abandoned. Not in the lowest night. Not in the heaviest pressure. Not in the moments you had no words left to pray. I was there. In the strength that kept you from giving up, I was there. In the quiet voice that told you to hold on just one more day, I was there. In the timing that didn't make sense but protected your future, I was there. And I am still here. Look at yourself now. You are still standing, still breathing, still moving forward, even after everything that tried to stop you. That is not coincidence. That is evidence that something greater has been carrying you all along. You are not who you were when the pain began. You are stronger, sharper, more aware, more prepared. What once broke you has now built something unshakable within you. And now it's time to rise. Not with fear, not with hesitation, but with the quiet confidence of someone who has been tested and proven ready. The doors ahead of you are not random. The opportunities aligning are not luck. The steps you are about to take are already ordered, already covered, already secured in purpose. Stand up, shake off the weight of doubt, release the memory of every voice that told you that you wouldn't make it. Because you did, and you will continue to. What's coming next is not meant to break you. It's meant to reveal you, to position you, to elevate you into the life that was always meant for you. Walk forward with peace. Walk forward with strength. Walk forward knowing you are chosen, covered, and called. God never left you, and He is not finished with you.